Hi, this is Yoga with Domini and I'm Domini. This is just going to be a very, very short flow for you for back health. So just to keep your back in tip-top shape, basically. If you've got any back pain, this could help, but if there's any poses you're getting into that actually make the pain worse, just stop straight away. Don't force it. It's not going to help if you force it. But some of these poses, if you've got a bit of back pain, might relieve it or work it out a little bit. It depends what your back pain is like, why you've got it. You know, there's different various reasons for back pain. You are going to need a couple of blocks for today's session. If you don't have blocks, potentially just use a folded up blanket or pillows or cushions. So this is one that should be pretty good if you've got any back pain already, as long as you take it nice and gently. But again, like I said, if it causes the back pain to feel worse, stop doing it. So we're just going to dip the belly down just gently, lifting our tailbone up to the sky, lifting our gaze up just nice and gently and taking a nice deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, just curve your spine up towards the ceiling, tuck the tailbone and bring your chin to your chest. Breathing in, and dropping your belly down, lifting your gaze, bringing your tailbone up to the sky. And then as you breathe out, tuck the tailbone, lift the spine up towards the sky, tuck your chin. And you're just doing this nice and gently to begin with. Going with your breath. Just getting some flexion and extension in that spine. Gently warming it up. Getting some movement in there. Compressing and extending. And back to a neutral spine. From your tabletop position, we're just going to come into a nice child's pose, and you want to make it a nice wide-legged one, just so you can really push your bum back towards your heels. Then walk your hands out in front of you and bring your chest and head to the mat. Really stretching out that spine. If you're finding it difficult to get your bum to your heels, you can always put something underneath your thighs there, in between your thighs and your calf, or over the ankle. Just play around with positioning with it, but like a folded up blanket or cushions, pillows, anything like that, so that you've got a bit more or a bit less space to bring your bum back, if that makes sense. So you're not having to try and push it all the way back like this if that doesn't feel comfortable. You've got something under there that you can just sit on here and relax. You can also use your blocks if you want one under your head or one under your head and chest, if you can't get all the way down. So again, like I said at the beginning, just fiddle around with what you want to use, how you want to use it, where the positioning suits you best. We're just going to take a few breaths here. And then we're going to go into Sphinx. So come back up into tabletop. Just drop yourself down onto your belly. Trying to tuck your tailbone under, so you're pushing your pubic bone into the mat, engaging those glutes and your stomach muscles a bit. Forearms out in front of you. Just pushing your chest out. Gaze forward. or you can have it slightly down. Whatever's comfortable for you. You just don't want to wrench your neck right back like this, or have it just flop down like this. Sort of somewhere in between, so you're lengthening your neck, the whole spine. So you're drawing your tailbone down this way, and you're drawing your head this way, crown this way, so you're lengthening that spine. And just take some nice breaths here. Really trying to imagine that you're breathing into that space, into your spine, your entire spine maybe. So when you're breathing in, just imagine that the air is going in and just traveling all the way down your spine, filling it up with positive energy, I guess, healing energy, especially if you've got a bit of pain. But if you do have a little bit of pain in a particular area in your back, maybe you overdid it on the exercise the day before and you've got a bit of muscle aches, or maybe you have like a little bit of stiffness in the lumbar region of your spine, anything like that. Just as you're breathing in, just imagine that energizing, therapeutic breath going to that area. One more breath in, and then just bring your hands underneath your shoulders and just bring your head down so that your gaze is directly down at the mat. We're just going to do some baby cobras, so try not to use your arm strength to push you up. Try and use core strength to push you up. So again, you're pushing your pubic bone into the mat, engaging those bum muscles, tucking the tailbone slightly, pushing into the tops of your feet, and breathe in as you just lift your shoulders and chest off the mat. Breathe out as you come back down. Just nice and gentle with the breath. Again, you can picture that breath going to the area that you want it to go to as you breathe in. Just little baby cobras, just a few more. One more. And we're going to go into a puppy pose. So that's basically a child's pose variation. You're coming up onto all fours, you're leaving your bottom half as it is, so your bum's up in the sky, walking your hands out, and then bringing your chest and head to the mat. So you shouldn't need anything underneath your bum this time, because your bum's up in the air, but you might still need to use the blocks, maybe one under your head, or one under your chest, and one under your head, if you find it difficult to get down, because you want to relax into this pose and take a few breaths. Just lengthening out that spine again. And then come up. We're just going to come to a nice comfortable seat, so whatever that means for you. I'm just going to come into a cross-legged position, but you can kneel, you can have your legs out straight in front of you, you can be in a straddle, you can have it more in a diamond shape, whatever you want to do, butterfly even, whatever works for you, whatever's comfy for you. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, plant our right hand on the mat, left arm comes up, reach, try and grow tall. And as you breathe out, just stretch over to the right. Just as far as is comfortable for you. So you might be able to get all the way down onto your forearm, or you might just be here. And either way is fine, because what the aim of it is to feel the stretch along the side of your body and getting that curve in the spine, however far that is comfortable for you. Pushing things because you think, well, if she can go all the way down, then I should be able to do that too, and pushing yourself isn't going to help. Everyone's different, and nothing and no one is better than the other, if that makes sense. You do what you need to do. So breathing in, come back up, other arm up, try and lengthen, and then breathe out as you stretch. So basically in a roundabout kind of way, without rambling on too much, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll see that I do actually do a bit of. You shouldn't be in competition with anyone but yourself. That, you know, oh, they're doing it better than me kind of attitude isn't. Try and think of it differently. They're not doing it better than you, they're just doing it differently than you, which is fine. Everyone has their own different ways of doing things. Everyone's bodies are different, have their own limits. Joints are different, you know, they've gone through different things. And breathe in, come back up. We're just going to do a twist now. So breathing in. And as you breathe out, just bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Nice posture, so no slouching. And look back behind your right shoulder. Get that nice ringing out feeling in your waist. Nice twist in your spine and your abdomen. Breathe in, back to center. And breathe out, go the other way. Breathe in, back to center. We're just going to come onto our back for a couple of twists here. So just gently get down however you need to. I'm going to straighten my left leg and bring my right knee in, but you can always do this with both knees in and just bring both knees over to the left. But I'm just going to straighten my left leg and I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, and as I breathe out I'm just going to bring my right leg over to the left, keeping my right shoulder on the mat. So it doesn't matter how far over this knee goes, it might be up here, that might be as far as you can go, while keeping this right shoulder on the mat. You just definitely want to keep your right shoulder on the mat because you're trying to get that twist in the body. And if you start bringing this off, you're losing that twist in your torso. So you can bring your arms out to the side and just let it all flop. If you needed to, you could always bring a block under this knee and rest your knee on the block or the pillows or the cushions, whatever you've got. This is also a good one to do just for the morning. You could speed it up a tiny bit. You don't have to stay in the poses as long. But if you've got a little bit of time in the morning and you wake up and your back is quite stiff in the mornings, this would be quite a good one to do for that. So breathing in, back to center. Switch those legs. Breathe out. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, just bring your left knee over to the right, keeping your left shoulder on the mat. Again, like I said, you can bring the block and put that under your leg there if you need to. That's absolutely fine. And just relax into it, so you shouldn't be holding any tension anywhere. You should just be able to flop into this pose. Breathe in, back to centre. I'm just gonna, we're coming back onto our backs, but I just want you to roll onto one side for a minute and come up. Grab your blocks. You want one on the second setting, one on the highest setting. And you want one to be obviously like on the longer edge and then one on the shorter edge. You might need to fiddle around with this, how you have this, but we're going into a supported fish pose. So you want your neck on this one. So when you get on them, you might find that you just have to fiddle around with where they go a little bit. And then you just flop onto them. This one's messing me around a little bit. That's it, there we go. That's a bit better. Especially if you're using like cushions and blankets and stuff, you might find, let's just push that up a teensy bit so it's a bit more towards my shoulder blades. That's better. And then going into that reclined butterfly supported fish pose. Yeah, especially if you're using like folded blankets and cushions and things, you might really need to fiddle around with it. But just sort of relax back on it, see what it feels like. If it doesn't feel good, something feels not right, just sort of fiddle around with where you want the positioning to be. But basically this one should be at the bottom of your head there, so your head can just relax back onto it. And this one should be up in between your shoulder blades, top of your back, sort of area. And then you just relax. If this does feel a little bit much, apologies, I probably should have mentioned it before. You can always have the block positions a bit different, so a little bit lower down. So have that one like that and that one like that. That might feel a bit intense having it like that. And then you're much lower down and it's not so intense. But again, you're just playing around with how it feels and what feels good. And then just take one nice deep breath in and blow it out. Bring your knees back in. Remove those blocks. Make your way onto your side. Up to a seated position. You can stay in that supported fish pose for as long as you want, by the way, it's entirely up to you. Otherwise, you can sort of stretch it out a little bit, remove the blocks, stretch it out a little bit while you're still reclined in a reclined position. Or come up to seated and just do whatever little movements you feel like you need to do, stretches. And you're done. So I hope that one helps if you've got a little bit of a stiff back, or you just want to do some stuff that's good for your back. Maybe, like I said, you've done a workout the day before and you're feeling a little bit of muscle, tension and aches there that you just want to try and stretch out a little bit. Waking up in the morning with a stiff back, so you just want to stretch it out. Just remember to take it nice and gentle. If there's any pain, to stop doing it, and always definitely see a medical professional if you have prolonged back pain that isn't getting any better. Don't rely on us like yogi teachers and YouTubers, because obviously we're not medical professionals, but these poses can help, and if they do, that's good. So yeah, please just leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, subscribe, like, all that stuff, because it really helps and I'll very much appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.